Alright y'all, Mike Wang continues his reign on us about the gameplay and information that we got. We still got a little ways to wait. I got you covered with a deep dive for shooting, something that's very important. I think a lot of people confuse the information that's being given and then confuse it all to others by sharing something that you don't know for sure. But today I'm going to definitely try and help out. Hopefully it's informative for you guys and you can lock in for this year and be ready mentally. Alright, with that being said, if you like me and you love basketball, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment for more. Alright, let's get it. So first things first, I want to kind of just put out a couple of history lessons. Alright, Mike Wang explained this year is the first year with no RNG. And what I mean by the first year, I mean we've never had a game where we've had 0 RNG in shooting. So every single game before had something, whether it's the moving green window, whether it was not a pure green window, whether it was the edges being randomized and you know, variables on that. A lot of different things that UK did and Mike Wang confessed and talked about. But this year at going no RNG, there's a long conversation about what does that mean and what is that, all this stuff. You know, there's big details in all of it, but the main thing I want to kind of talk about is what does that mean for the game and how will it feel, how would it play. And the best way to kind of get into that is stuff that Mike Wang already explained and kind of shared with us, confirming, you know, things that we were questioning and wondering like, hey, what does that even mean? First thing is his intentions. All right, his intentions matter more than most of the other stuff that we'll do. Like, you know, we beyond one basically, but we look at his intentions, we'll know the truth. You know, I'm going to take you through what I know for a fact that he's basically been sharing. But one of the things is that he's trying to make it so that not everybody's shooting 70-80% from the three-pointer. Feels like that's not, basketball is not a real experience, and they're trying to have an NBA experience. And I get it, I've been humbled. In 2025, I went from almost 80% shooting, dropped down, like going back and forth, trying to get better at it, using rhythm shooting and other things that I didn't even want to do. This so I can be relevant within my shooting skill. So with all that being said, that was his intentions from last year. This year, he ends up posting something very interesting. I want to kind of show it to you guys so you can see what he said, and then we're going to dissect it just a little bit. All right, so first things first is somebody was talking about 100% agree, open dunks at 100%. And, you know, they were just talking about general things that they should do. The three-point makes rate is 30% and other shooting doesn't measure up. Everybody's going to shoot threes, and he was kind of just complaining three hunting is not good. Then somebody asked, Mike Wang, what do you think? And basically his answer was, the last sentence is key. If you play good defense, teams won't be shooting 70% from the three on you. Ain't and mid-range scoring is very strong this year. This is pretty much two big things that he's telling us. First and foremost is hopefully defense matters. But the truth is if you're open, you're going to be able to hit shots consistently. And if you guys know how this game works is I can find a little gap, let that shot go with a fast jumper, and it's going to say open or wide open, you know. And that's what a lot of skilled players do. They'll just get a little window, whether it's a step back or whether it's, you know, just a quick crossover or something that's going to give them a little space, and then they'll just step up and shoot just like Durant does. So we're going to have to figure that out. You're going to have to figure out the open and wide open window. This is a very easy thing to do. Make a lot of shots and be contested, but don't be like smothered, of course. And then you start seeing like, oh wait, if he's 3 feet away and you know, just standing there, I'll be able to have an open shot every time. I'm going to take it. And you'll learn, you'll be more confident, you'll be more skilled, you'll be ready to go. You know what I mean? But a lot of y'all want to complain about the game's systems, like contest or something, but you don't test it. I know people who just sit there and play practice with the test. That's something I taught on my videos, where I just go to the drills, set a play, and then just catch the ball out of the defender of smothering me, and then practice shooting contested shots. Well, that's what you're going to want to do this year, and this ain't a tutorial on mechanically how to shoot. This is a mental preparation. But that'll be the number one thing. And I got a video already about that, practice shooting, on the channel. It's an old one, but I'll make a new version of that. That's key. And then secondly, you know, from what he's saying, and this is what you got to remember, he doesn't want people shooting 70% when they're contested, when there's a team playing defense. If you're wide open and you're hitting 70, that should be somewhat understandable. It's like, okay, he's got his timing. And this is key. But being able, when contested, is when you are up tier. Right? Secondly, he talked about paint and mid-range, and that's not new. That's the same old conversation we've seen it year after year. You know, mid-range game is always crazy, and then the paint and be crazy, but hopefully not broken. The post-up play is pretty down bad in the game. It's kind of shameful the way they always leave them buffed, and it's not actual like player able to post up proper in the high and mid-range or do some real skill stuff. You know, Dirk Nowitzki, Carmelo Anthony, those are good skilled mid-ranges. But the people with the close hook shot, that's embarrassing. And 2K's allowed it, and they have to nerf it every couple years. They're like, oh, we'll fix it a little bit. But for some reason, it keeps coming back. I'm blaming Zach Zimmerman, because that dude loves post play. So, yeah. But anyways, those are some of the pointers, but I did want to kind of touch on a couple of other things that Mike Wang was, you know, bringing up and sharing with us as far as like, hey, this is what's going on. He basically said, you know, rhythm shooting is going to help with bad internet and unpredictable latency. Right? So that is a cool confirmation that I thought was good as far as shooting goes. And then the other thing is rhythm shooting is going to only focus on tempo, which is the last part of the shooting. You have to time slowly with the right stick, do it at the right pace to be able to hit your shots. Then, you know, he gets into the catch and shoot, how important that's going to be. It's not going to add an extra buff to your play style. It's just going to help you etch and shoot faster and smoother, and things like that. Right? So, very good information that I personally cannot wait to see how that works. Then, of course, the confirmation of shot meters, really good thing they put into the game that I'm excited to see how that'll play out as we go forward. But yeah, those are some of the things, and the main thing to note, and the reason I brought this whole video up, a lot of people are not ready for this new year. So just real talk, like no RNG. What's really happening is the best players who can shoot are going to shoot more consistently, and they're going to be hitting their shots on a regular basis. And the people who suck at shooting that thought they were really good at 2K25 are going to be trash because they depended on the RNG to save them. Okay? So, you know, they say a broken clock is right twice a day. So if your clock says 12 and it's broken, it's going to say 12 2 times a day. So it's going to be right twice a day. And so the people who are not good at shooting will rage. You're probably watching this video because you want to get a buff up there. If the year started and you're watching this, I'm going to tell you right now, way back, it ain't the game's fault. You just got to get better. And that's okay. I think in life, we kind of just don't teach our kids or grown adults to keep fighting and keep improving. And things ain't always going to be perfect or work out the way you always planned them. And that's what's going to happen in the no RNG era of 2K26. The start of the year, I'm assuming, this is what I'm assuming, it's going to be so hard for most people People are going to go on social media. Oh, your best YouTubers are going to be here. I'm going to be here reacting to this nonsense and then tell you, don't listen to them, Mike. That's what I'm going to do. Mike, don't listen to them. Let them figure it out, right? When they play these other games, Dark Souls games, they got to figure out, get better. Every game should have the skill challenge within it. If I can shoot with my eyes closed and maybe make it, that's not a good game. You know, this is supposed to be rewarding, not like Mickey Mouse thing. And even Mickey Mouse games don't reward you. You know, if you play a game like Mario Kart, you have to actually drive the car. You got to be good enough to put in the work to steer. Well, okay, can't just hold your hand. That's my opinion, but that's a whole nother combo. But yeah, so this is what's going down with shooting. It's definitely an interesting year. I'm going to be covering this and getting y'all reactions. You know, when the time comes, we'll see where everybody's feelings are. Even if it's a hard year of shooting for me and I'm shooting 20% from the field, I'm going to be very happy to get better and work on my game. And I'm going to make guides for y'all if that's the case, whether I'm getting good at it or not. I'm going to practice and show y'all, like, look, I got better. Feel me? That's just the way it goes. But hopefully you do the same and you're ready mentally for it. Hey, okay, that was today's kind of breakdown to help you prepare. Appreciate y'all been watching these videos. This is literally a week before I release this video. I'm not going to drop this for a couple days. We'll see. But I appreciate y'all. It's been pretty cool to get the channel back going and locking in for the year. All right, y'all stay kids, stay blessed. See y'all on the next one. It's popping up now. Be safe. Peace.